Welcome. Here is a rundown of war in Ukraine. Reuters, Stoltenberg urges South Korea to step up military support for Ukraine. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg urged South Korea to increase military support to Ukraine, citing other countries that have changed their policy of not providing weapons to countries at war after Russia's invasion. Stoltenberg's trip aims to strengthen ties with U.S. allies in the face of the war in Ukraine and rising competition with China, Reuters reported. Speaking at the Che Institute for Advanced Studies in Seoul, the Secretary-General thanked South Korea for its non-lethal aid to Ukraine but urged it to do more, adding there is an urgent need for ammunition. South Korea has signed major deals providing hundreds of tanks, aircraft and other weapons to NATO member Poland since the war began, but South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has said that his country's law against providing arms to countries in conflicts makes providing weapons to Ukraine difficult. 1 killed, 3 injured in Russia's missile attack on Kharkiv. Governor Ola Syniehubov said that Russia targeted the regional capital Kharkiv late on January 29 with what he called an S-300 missile. 3 civilians were injured and 1 was killed, according to the governor. The targeted 4-story building in the city's central Kievsky district was partially destroyed. First responders have been working on the scene. Earlier air raid alerts were on in Kharkiv, Sumy, Poltava, Donetsk, Luhansk, Dnipropetrovsk, Mykolaiv, Zaporizhia, and Kirovohrad oblasts. And Boris Johnson says Putin threatened him with missile strike in run-up to Russia's invasion. Boris Johnson has said Russian President Vladimir Putin threatened him with a missile strike after he warned the war would be an utter catastrophe during a very long call in February 2022. In a BBC documentary that is scheduled to air on BBC Two on January 30, Johnson said of his exchange with Putin, he said, "Boris, I don't want to hurt you but, with a missile, it would only take a minute or something like that." But I think from the very relaxed tone that he was taking, the sort of air of detachment that he seemed to have, he was just playing along with my attempts to get him to negotiate. Johnson said he warned Putin that invading Ukraine would lead to Western sanctions and more NATO troops on Russia's borders. He also tried to deter Russian military action by telling Putin that Ukraine would not join NATO for the foreseeable future, according to BBC. The documentary Putin versus the West examines Putin's interactions with world leaders.